Hello YouTube, me again. The missus told me to make a video about all my paranormal experiences. So let's give it a go. The first one I had was when I was really young. I must have been around 6, 7, something like that. I was young. I remember I was young because I was holding my dad's hand like that type of thing. Like so, yeah, I was around 6 or 7, 8 maybe. So 1976, 77, 78. I was we were coming back from the allotments over where Lletty Turner's field is. Basically over that way, over there. Just across over there. The old Cardiff Road. And we were walking down, we just locked up the allotment. We were walking down on our way home, and just before the turning going into Pegginett Lane, like I said, don't know how, what made us stop or anything. There was no noise, there was nothing. I remember we stopping. I remember looking up. So be looking over towards that way. In my other video, I told you about the jockey's cap. That's basically where it was, right? So we stopped, we looked up, and there was one of them classic cigar-shaped UFOs. I could see windows and lights in it as well. Like I said, no noise, no noise, nothing like that. All I can remember was, like I said, looking up, seeing this UFO, and it weren't like high up in the sky or anything like that. I could see the mountain behind it, so it was low. It was just below the jockey's cap, the mountain, like, and that's it. That's what I can remember. Going home, everything, right? But the strangest thing as well was, can't remember talking about it or anything. I was like, hey, mom, just, you should have seen what we just saw, me and dad, now, what we just saw and everything. Nothing. Can't remember anything, nothing like that. And for years and years and years, I always thought it was a dream. For years, I thought it was a dream. And when my father passed away in the 90s, early 90s it was, I remember asking my mum, I said, hey, mum, I had a dream years ago about me and dad coming home from the garden, and she interrupted me. And she said about the UFO and everything. So that's how I know it was real. It weren't a dream. But, and like, the other strange thing about it as well, nothing was said about it. Nobody else seen it or anything. It weren't in the daylight. I better say that as well. It weren't dark though either. It was like that dusk, like when it's like purpley, not dark like. But yeah, it was, nobody talked about it days after or anything. There was no reports about it or anything. So yeah, that was my earliest experience. And from very young, as young as I can remember, on about like believing in ghosts and things like that, I always took it as, yeah, they exist. Like, ever since I was a kid, like ever since I was young, I've never questioned it. I've always, yeah, it's real. It's real. So anyway, that was my first experience. Anyway, my second experience, I was about 11, yeah, around 11, 12. I was in Abertaff, I was. And back down in the tint, behind where the old cafe and I used to be, Louis Cafe, Homerton Street. Well, there was a gang of us. We all used to hang around in Plaz, Andrew Davis, Plaz's garden. We had a shed in here and everything, all like our den and stuff like that. Like, and we used to get up the shit and all sorts, like. But anyway, opposite, Andrew used to live in the end house in Homerton Street, and right opposite, I think it was Jennifer Edwards's family house, I think. I'm not quite sure, but it'd been empty for years. For years and years, it'd been empty. And so us being kids, and we went round the back, down into the garden, and we got in. We didn't have to break in or anything. The door was open type of thing. Other people had gone in there anyway, like. So it was me, Andrew, think it was Ainsey, Gareth Ains, and might have been Mickey Corns, Mickey, I'm not quite sure, but definitely me, Ainsey and Andrew, definitely. And there was another one or two, I can't quite remember. So we get in the house and it's nothing in it, nothing at all. It's empty. The builders have been in, it's all been gutted out. Oh, excuse me. It's all been gutted out in there. There's nothing in it whatsoever. It's just bare walls, concrete floors. That's about it. There's the odd little chair here and there, bits of wood hanging about. Nothing. So we're just in there now, looking around and doing nothing. And I start going upstairs. I'm the first one to go upstairs, and the boys are behind me. And I get up about halfway, 3/4 of the way up the stairs, and you're going up the stairs this way like that, and then the landing comes back on yourself. And I remember the front bedroom there, right? So getting halfway, 3/4 of the way up the stairs, you don't know where they come from or anything. Like I said, you just get that feeling, like as if there might be someone there, or there's something not right. If you know what I'm on about. There's just that eerie feeling. There's something not right, like. So we're up on the landing, bedroom but there, nothing in there. Like going across towards the landing now, and there's two other bedrooms then, and I can see into the one bedroom. That's the one in the front, and then there's another one but there. Well, anyway, there's this chair in the front bedroom, and the door's open so you can see in there. It's only a little box bedroom. It's nothing. It's like 9 by 8 foot square. Like it's small. So walking across the landing, and the next minute this chair moves, and you can hear it as well going across the wooden floor, like type of thing, and that just triggers us. We just panic, and I mean panic. There's no one in the house. You can see the room. There's no one there. Like the chair slid across the floor. It didn't like whoosh like poltergeist and I fly across the room. It slid about 6-8 inches across the floor, and we belted. Like I said, I was first, so I'm last now. We're running down the stairs like that, and in the front door, remember the old panel doors, the square panel doors, and well, the bottom one is out. So the boys are getting out like that as we're coming down the stairs. Andrew's already gone out. Ainsley is getting through type of thing, and I'm in the passage, and I'm coming through. I'm halfway out, right? Halfway out, and all I feel, the back of my ankle, I feel that someone grabbing my ankle, and it was freezing cold. I felt a hand. It was on the back of my leg, and I screamed like a little girl. I screamed. I couldn't get out of that door no faster. No, when you panic, and I was kicking my legs, and I was screaming, "Get me out! Get me out! Get me out!" Absolutely, it was petrified. I was petrified, and we done a runner, and we done a runner, and we went back into the garden and into the shed, and I was like, all this, and what happened, and all that, and I was explaining everything and all that, and that was it, like. But that I felt someone's hand grip the back of my leg as I was coming out, and like I said, it was freezing cold. It was, and it was pressure. I felt it, like, yeah. I won't forget that one. I was a good one. Like, I got this other story as well. I've been touched up by a ghost. I'll tell you that one a bit later. No, that was crazy. That was crazy. That night was. I'll tell you that one. No, that's coming up. That is right. Which one is the next one I got? I got them written down by I have, right? Just like the headlines type of thing of what the ones I done, and I like. Oh yeah. This is a wild one. This is right. So I won't tell who I was with, right? But he'll if he sees this video, he'll know exactly who he is and what I'm on about, right? So, how old were we? Yeah, we were about 14, 13. Yeah, no, 14. We would have been 14 because we were in 4S. 14 in Mountain Ash Comp. 4S we were in, the motorbike class. Anyway, so when I was younger, right, we used to do mushrooms, okay, magic mushrooms. And where I live, there's a mountain, top peak, is Surveyor's Point, top peak is the highest point, the highest mountain down by us and that. It's overlooking Down. You can see Kilfynydd, Ponty, overlooking towards the Rhondda valleys and that as well. Yeah, the highest point. That's why we call it top peak. Well, on that mountain, that's where we used to pick the mushrooms. So we're up there. It's a cold morning. We're up there about 9 o'clock in the morning. We are right. It's cold. It's grey. It's wet. There's fog. It's if it's if it was a horror film, it'd be the dogs, like, yeah, because like I say, you're walking through the forestry to get there and everything, and like I say, it's all wet and misty and dark and grey and windy as well. Like it's the perfect place for a horror film, like perfect place, like really creepy, like. But we're not even thinking that. Do you know what I mean? We're just going up there, going to pick our mushrooms, blah blah blah. So we've picked our mushrooms. We don't take them. We keep them for the night. We do, right. So little envelope, chuck them all in. We count them as we go in. Like, so there we go. We've picked our mushrooms. I'm trying not to swear. So we're walking back down, and it's a fair walk. Like I said, it's up on top of a mountain, so we got to walk through a forestry, um, through the forestry, down like a forestry road, and then we cut across a field. Excuse me, Van Pooks. We cut across a field and then come down through another forestry like that, and then we end up behind Abercynon Cemetery. We end up behind there on the corner wall like that, like as it's going down towards the entrance and that. But anyway, before all that, as we were walking down off the mountain and through the forest and everything, just get that, like, again, just get that feeling, not like ooh, like that type of thing, but just you look behind you every now and again. It's that type of feeling, like, do you know what I mean? And so we're just walking down. Dean's in, my mate's in front. I'm behind. There was only two of us, and I keep hearing something behind me, right? Not right by me, but in the distance a bit. Like, I hear the odd snap twig type of thing, and little footsteps on the pine needles type of thing. The scuff, and I keep hearing little things like that, and I keep looking back like that. I can't see nothing. But as we were coming down towards the cemetery, like I said, keep hearing these things, and the first time it happened, like I said, we were about 200 yards away from the cemetery. So I heard something. I think it was a snap. I heard like a twig snap. And I looks behind me like that. And for the life of me, I thought I saw something like duck behind the tree type of thing. But these trees are only, they don't, you can't hide behind them. Like, they're too thin. They're only little pine trees, not little pine trees, but they're not massive, big, thick pine trees. They're only small pine trees, and there can't be nothing behind there. So I'm just like, it's just my eyes. It's just playing up. My eyes are playing up. So carry on walking down, and like I said, I just can't brush this feeling off. There's just can't get that feeling off that something's behind me. And I haven't told my mate anything because I don't want to be like an idiot, like, oh, there's something following us, there's something following us. I don't want to be like that type of thing, right? So, he's walking off, and like I said, I keep looking back, and it happens about another twice, three times. I look back like that, and I keep seeing something, like ducking behind the tree type of thing. So I'm getting a bit paranoid now, right? I'm getting a bit like, this ain't right. Like, this ain't right. So as we were getting out, we can see the wall. We're about 50 yards away from it, something like that. And I've had enough of this feeling now, right? So I said, oh, so and so. I said, and as I was saying, I got a weird feel. He goes, I can feel it. I can feel it. So I was like, right. good, right? It ain't just me, like. So I said, I keep seeing something behind me. When I look back, like, I keep seeing something ducking back behind me, and obviously he hasn't seen anything because he hasn't looked back on nothing. He's just carrying on walking. So it's like, right, okay, we're getting down towards the corner of the wall, and there's a path that goes down the side of the wall towards the cemetery road. Down there, you come to the other corner of the wall, and then you just it's like you just walk around to come down the road. Well, we're about 20 yards away from the corner of our wall, walking down twigs now, and it weren't a twig, it was a piece of wood. It snapped. The both of us looked behind us like that, and the same thing happened again. See something, and my mate seen it as well, right? He's seen it as well. He shouts, "What was that?" I goes, "That's what I'm on about. That's what I'm on about. I don't know." And like I said, there's no noise. It's silence as well, right? We're walking through the forest, and it's silent. There's no noise. There's nothing, right? Like I said, get that feeling and that. So we're hurrying up a bit now, right? And right by the corner of the wall, there's this big rhododendron bush, and you've got to like push through it type of thing. So it like, it makes a noise as you go through it. So as we walk through this rhododendron bush, and we start going down the banking, down by the side of the wall like that, and as we get about halfway down, we hear this rhododendron bush. The and we look behind us, and all we see is this rhododendron bush just shaking like mad, just something going for like trying to rip it out of the roots, like type of thing. So we just scarper. We couldn't see nothing, just this bush, you know, scarpering around that, being shook. So we scarper, we run, we belting down. I had wellies on. I remember I had wellies on as well, like. So we were belting down this bank now, and instead of going around the path to get onto the road, there's a banking like that, and there's brambles and there's trees and that. I just launched myself because, like I said, I got this feeling, the hairs on the back of my neck. I'm scared. I'm running, like panicking. We are, and I just go over this banking. My mate I've gone around. Well, I'm out on the road as he's coming down, and he just goes like, run, 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 run. So I'm like, what's going on and that, like, in it. So I start running, and as I start running, like, Dean's belting type of thing as well, like, so he's caught up with me. I look up to the top of this bank in what I just come down, like, and I just see a silhouette, basically, right, of uh, of like a bipedal something. Okay, it weren't a person. It was too big. It was too big to be a person. It was just big, and I could see the silhouette of it, and it was. I don't know. I can't say if it was fur or not. It was weird because that's all I could see was the silhouette of it, and it was weird, man. It was just weird, like. And like I said, I just caught like 2 3 seconds, like, and woof, we just scarper, we belted, like, and it didn't chase us, it didn't follow us, nothing. That was basically the end of it. We got down to the bottom of the road, and we're laughing and panting, and I like, we just go home, and that was it. We talk about it and all that, like, but that was it. Like, that was the end of that. Like, that was my other one. That was my third weird experience. The next one is like I felt of a ghost, but I don't want to tell that one yet. I want to keep that for last. Like, what's the other one? Oh yeah, another weird one, right? This one is a suspected cryptid, right? We didn't see nothing, but we heard something. I'll tell who I was with because they won't mind. My one boy who passed away now, sadly, rest in peace. A cracking lad. Anyway, right, so it was me. my mate Reese, and my other mate Polly. Right, Polly have passed away now, rest in peace. So we on we went on like a castle tour, okay, visiting all the castles in Wales type of thing, but heading upwards towards North Wales and that, right? So we've going up there now, and I knew a guy up in Treddall, just up in Aberystwyth, right? Beautiful part of the country, right? And Treddall is about 12 miles outside Aberystwyth, it is, right? And I used to know a guy, a drummer, and he used to live in this mansion, right? And the dole used to pay for it. And didn't have the old mansion, right? There was rooms in the mansion, right? Bedrooms and that. But these rooms were huge. They were massive. They were like. But anyway, we'd up in Treddall, right? And we're looking for my mate. It's you going up the road, up like an old B road type of thing, right? Beautiful biking roads, right? And then there's a turn off and like a little forestry road to the left, and you go about a mile up this forestry road, like this winding forestry road, and it just opens out then into a big circle, and up the top is this big mansion and a big circle of lawn in front. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. The place is absolutely stunning. Well, anyway, we're up there, and as it happens, he's not in. He's out. He's gone somewhere. He's gone for like the weekend type of thing. So it was like, oh, great, because we were going to spend the night there type of thing. So we head back off into Aberystwyth town, and we're in town. We're having a laugh. We're having a smoke, and I'm by the beach and everything, and I beat up my mate Reese and I like as I want I do like because he scuffed my docks, my brand new docks and I like on the beach. So I rugby tackle him into the ground and I like. Anyway, we've had a great day in Aberystwyth and all right. We've seen the sights and I've been to the castle and everything and all that. So I said, so we're looking for a place to sleep now, right? So we've got our tent and that type of thing in the back of the car and I wouldn't call it a tent. It was more like a shelter. Right? It was basically an awning, and we'd rig it up to cover us. So I said, oh well, look, why don't we go back up to Treddall? Look, there's a little lake up in the grounds and all, like, and we can camp there somewhere, like, innit? So he was like, yeah, okay, go on in, yeah, great, like. So by this time now, it's about 11 o'clock. It's dark. It's 11 o'clock, like. So we get up there, we find the turn off. We park the car up on the fort. We're not going up to the mansion now, right? This is, like I said, is like a mile in between, and there's bits and bobs and all, like. So we park up on the side, and we've got a little torch now, right? And we're trying to find this pond, right? I know it's just off the road, and it's about 20-30 foot off the road into the forest again, pine forest again, right? And then, like I said, there's like a little pond and all, like, and we can camp there and have a little fire there and all that, like. So we're there now, right? We're searching for about 20 minutes now, right? And like I said, we got one torch and there's three of us, and I mean it's pitch black. You can't see it hand in front of your face. So I'm in front with the torch. My mate Paulie's behind them. My mate Reese is behind it, and we're basically holding on to each other's shoulder so we don't get lost and all that. Like, so I'm the pathfinder. So I'm looking around, looking everywhere, and for the life of me, I cannot find this pond. Just cannot find it. Right. So we basically give it up as a bad idea. So we're heading back. We're trying heading back, and don't know how, right? But for some reason, we can't find our way back, right? We've only gone about 40 foot, 50 foot off the road, right? Like I said, I've only got this poxy little torch. It's not very, it's nothing, right? You might as well have a candle, yeah, like Wee Willie Winky, like. So we're looking around, like, now looking for the road, and we're weaving in and out of the forest, trying to keep straight and going all this. And you can hear insects and that and all stuff like that, right? And, we're laughing and we're stoned and we're all laughing and tripping each other up, mucking around, being dickheads and all, like, being boys, like. So, being boys, how old were we? Well, seeing how we were, I don't know, 25, maybe 26, something like that, like, I don't know, around in our 20s anyway. So anyway, we're in the forest, And we're walking around, stumbling around like blind men, right? We're like total idiots walking around this forest like that. Next minute, we we realise that everything have gone quiet. And I mean quiet. We actually stop and we're like, why have we gone? And we're starting to whisper as well now. So we're like, why have we gone quiet? Like, what's going on? Right? Like I say, nowhere to lie now, right? Come from nowhere. We heard a tree snap, right? Not a twig. We hear like a branch, like like you can hear it cracking, like as if something's bending it, and then snap. That was loud, right? We heard that and we were like, what the F? What the F? But we're not shouting, we're whispering, right? Always been into Bigfoot and stuff like that, right? Let's get that out there first, right? So it's all that, right? We hear this big branch snap like that, right? Next minute, we're like, let's get out there. Let's get out there. Let's get out there. So we start walking again. We start walking and we're trying to be quiet and we're walking through the forest, right? So we're just like under all the pine needles and branches and all that. Like next minute we hear another branch go, right? And this is just as loud as the first, like snap. That's it for us. We're done. Do you know what I mean? We are done. Like we know there's no we haven't heard anything before all this, right? There's nobody around or anything. There's no lights, no other torches or anything like that. Like I said, this place is pitch black. It's in the middle of nowhere, right? So we're getting it, and I can see the road. We can see we're about 10 foot away from the road. We are so we're heading towards the road. We get on the road. The car is about 30 foot down the road. So we're like, oh, great, right? Next minute, right? And don't forget now, right? The width of the road is basically about a foot either side of the car. So it's 8 foot, maybe 8 foot wide, and then it's just pine forest, looming over you. You can't see the sky. That's how dark it is. Like, so we start walking down this road, track forest road, and like I said, it's all quiet now. We're scared, right? My mate Reese said, "Oh, guess the torch, like in it," and I'm like, "You can off, like no way, like do you know what I mean?" I'm gripping his torch for dear life, right? Because I'm scared, right? We're all scared. We're not petrified, scared or anything, but we're nervous. Yeah, it's like what was that type of thing, Something big have just snapped a big branch, like not a dead twig, a live branch, like. Because you can tell, you can hear the cracking of the fibers and then the snap. So we're walking towards the car. Next minute, I'm not kidding you, right? All we hear was like as if a 2 ton rock just thud onto the ground, just boom onto the ground. Didn't hear nothing like coming through the trees or like type of thing or anything like that. It was what I imagined. It remember Ari and the Andersons, the film Ari and the Andersons, the Bigfoot film, and jumps out of the tree, boom. That's what I pictured in my head straight away. And this was heavy, and it weren't far away either. Like it was, I don't know, say about 25 yards, 25 meters away. Fair distance, but it was close enough for us, like, you know what I mean? And like I said, I can't emphasize how loud this thud was. And it weren't, like I said, you could hear it. It landed on the ground, on the soft ground, and you could hear it thud like that. And then total silence. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just, like I said, just total silence. We stop in our tracks. We just stop and look at each other. I got a torch. I'm like shining it at them, not in their faces, but like on it. And we were like, what the was that? I goes, it's probably just a pine cone. So it's like, it's so stupid. I might have said it was a peggy nut. Like, that's probably just a pine cone. Come on. So we get to the car now. And knowing you're getting into the car, my mate Paul, he's the driver. He's in. me and Reese now have got to get it. We're on the, well, Reese is on that side, but he won't get on that side because it's the outside. He comes with me because I got a torch and we're on the inside, but we're right up against the forestry. So I've opened my door and I can only open it about that much type of thing, like. So I gotta like squeeze in there type of thing. So as I'm squeezing in like that, I got the torch and I'm just like that with the torch behind me because I'm all I'm imagining is something's just gonna grip my shoulder and yank me. That's what I was feeling like. I shit myself. I did. We were scared. Like we didn't admit it at the time. You know what I mean? But we were scared. Like and to this day, I haven't got a clue what it was. Nothing. We went back in the morning as well. That's right. We went back in the morning to see if we could see anything. And as it goes, we were about 5 foot away from this pond. And that's how crap this torch was, yeah? We couldn't even see it, like. That's how crap this torch was, like. But we were like about 5 foot, 10 foot away from this pond and from camp in the night. But luckily, I'm glad I didn't camp there that night because who knows what would have happened. Maybe we might have heard something creeping around our tent, or it might have been one of them missing 411 cases, but in Britain, like, yeah, that was a wild one. That was a weird one. That was like, right. I gotta tell you the one when I got touched up with a ghost. Like, yeah, that is absolutely bonkers. That one is. So this was in my 20s again. This. I think I would have been. I was back on four. I was back on four Hereford. Different story altogether. But I was back on four Hereford, and I had this flat, and I was in a bit of a rough place. So I used to go over to my friend's house, Maureen Coomer, and she had a girlfriend then, Donna, Scottish Donna. Loved the pair of them. Brilliant laugh. I love the pair of them. Brilliant they were. So I used to go over there and they had kids, Heidi, I can't remember their bloody names. Another daughter and a son as well. I can't remember their names. Sorry, I can't remember their names. But we used to do the Ouija board in the nights and that for a laugh. Donna used to write down, or one of the oldest daughter, oh God, I can't remember her name. Was it Kaylee? Anyway, can't remember. Anyway, she used to write down the answers, yeah? And it'd be me, Maureen, either Donna or a daughter, not the youngest one, but the oldest one. So, and, we'd be there like, I don't know. And this one night, going round, is there anyone there type of thing? Can you give us a sign your presence and all this, yes or no? And you know the crack. So, allegedly, we were talking to this Victorian prostitute that worked apparently in London, right? In like the East End and all that. And she took a shine to me apparently, okay? Now this I got give you a bit of context as well now, right? This went on for about 3 nights, right? This same person I was coming through and all this. And don't get me wrong, I honestly thought it was more mucking about, right? Pushing the ring around. I thought it was her mucking around. Just mucking around, just making it a bit of fun and all, like. So on the third night, my mouth's gone dry. I am going to walk here, man. Like the third night, she was getting a bit sexual, I'd put it, right? Like, I'll do things to you, I could show you a thing and stuff like that, right? So I thought, yeah, all right, yeah, I've had enough of this mucking about in here. So I thought, yeah, you wouldn't handle me, love. I'm too much of a man for you, and you wouldn't handle me, and bragging like hell, right? And by no means I'm a ladies' man, right? I am not, right? I've got no moves, I got no chat up lines. I am useless, okay? And I'm being honest with you. I am useless at it, okay? Even the missus to say about, like, I don't pick up on hints, nothing, right? I am absolutely useless. So I'm bragging up now. I'm too much of a man for you, love. You won't handle me in bed and all this. Mucking around. So it kept going back and forth, right? It kept going to WEC, 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 right? So I'm like, we see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And then it went to tonight, 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 3 times. So I was like, yeah, yeah, in your dreams, love, in your dreams. And I like, you know, thinking it's more. Do you know what I mean? You know, nothing's gonna happen anyway. Like, you know what I mean? So, blah, blah, blah. That's the end of that, right? It's all done and dusted and everything. And as it goes, I slept over there. I was sleeping over there right now and again. I sleep on the settee in the living room. Yeah, and they'd be upstairs. They'd gone to bed. Well, anyway, like they've gone to bed. Everybody's gone to bed. I'm in the living room on the settee. Layout of this room, right? It's like a U. Okay, you got the living room by here. You come through. Then around there is the kitchen, and then like if it's like a square, excuse me, you got the passage in that, and that's the stairs to go upstairs. And the settee is on this outside wall by here. You got the door by there that goes out to the stairs to go upstairs, okay, and the kitchen over there. Or you can come round this way, like the U shape, yeah. So I'm sleeping on the settee by here, and there's a big window, big double window over there, with the curtains always open, and there's a street light outside, right? So it shines in. So it's not daylight, but you can see in the room. Yeah, it was a bit annoying, like, but I got used to it in the end. So you can see, yeah. So I'm not sleeping or anything now. I'm lying down on the settee. I'm going to sleep. I just got my boxers on and I got a blanket over me, right? But this house is boiling. It is absolutely boiling, and I sweat a lot. I'm terrible for it. I really do sweat a lot. So I'm lying on a settee like now, and I got my eyes closed like that, but I'm not sleeping. I'm not even drifting off. You know, where you're like you're half asleep type of thing and all that. Like I'm not even that. I'm just closing my eyes, and I like lifted the blanket off me, so my legs are bare type of thing. So you could you can see my boxers and my legs. Yeah. So I'm just lying here like just relaxing and ready to go to sleep and that type of thing. And the next minute, all I feel is a hand, a soft hand as well, right? I know what you're gonna say, like, oh, it could have been a broken arm, like blah blah blah. But no, right? This was a lady's hand, right? This was a soft hand, right? And all I felt was a soft hand from my knee, inside my knee, coming up slowly to the inside of my thigh, okay? Grabbing like it grabbed my shorts and it pulled my boxers. So I go, oh hey, hey, I get up, oh hey, what's going on type of thing. Like I thought it was the oldest daughter, right? So I'm like, hey, 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 what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, and like the end of the settee is by there. There's a bit of a gap, and then there's the door, and you. This door is tight as well. It scuffs along the carpet as you open it. It's one of them. You can like, you can hear it open. Yeah. So I know nobody have come in, but like I said, I'm just thinking she ducked down on the bottom of the settee over there, right? So I get up like that, and I get on the settee and I go, "Hey!" To scare her. There's nobody there, nothing, right? Nobody there. So I think she'd gone around into the kitchen. So I get up and I go and have a look in the kitchen, knock the light on, nobody there. I look, go, you can hear them going up the stairs. It's a creaky staircase type of thing, right? Nothing, right? Nothing. So I just I I must have just imagined it or something. I brushed it off. I brushed it off. So I was like, okay, weird, strange. Like, didn't think nothing of it. So I settled back down on the settee. About 10 minutes. About 10 minutes go past, and I'm starting to drift off. I can feel myself, relaxing and like that. I'm feeling myself relaxing. Same thing happens again. I felt that hand come up to the inside of my thigh, come up, grab my boxers, and it like tries to pull them down. It's the only it's the only way I can explain it. Like they're trying to pull my boxers off again. I get up. Whoa, what's going on? Whoa, whoa, what's going on? Type of thing. Like nothing, nothing. And like I say, there's you can see enough to see someone. Yeah, nothing. I do exactly the same thing. I look, I go around to the kitchen, nothing. I come back in. I even open the door and it's like, yeah, there's no way. Like, do you know what I mean? Close the door. I'm sitting on the set at the end, and then I just click the Ouija board. We'll see tonight. I'm like, no way, no way, like, no way. And I sat on the chair, right, and I went, if you're here, love, look, I honestly thought it was her messing around. I honestly didn't think I was really talking to spirit, and I apologize to you. I apologize to you. I swear to you. I meant no disrespect. I swear to you. I am so sorry, so sorry. I honestly thought it was Maureen. I honestly thought it was her mucking about. I would never have spoken to a lady like that, and I I was trying my hardest to dig myself out of a hole, okay? I was apologizing and apologizing. I couldn't apologize enough. I swear to you, like it really it got to me. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like wow, like F me, like what the F, like I can't believe that just happened. And I must have been like this now for about 10 minutes, apologizing, and that. And basically, I think I might have nodded off maybe an hour or something. The rest of because this was be like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We used to stay up till like half 2, 3 o'clock every night playing cards or playing Ouija or stuff like that. Anyway, like I'd have a little drink as well, and a smoke and all that. Like, but yeah, that was the night I got touched up by a ghost. Like, and like I said, I know you're gonna think exactly the same way I think, okay? I know you're gonna ask the question type of thing, like, well, what if, like, I always thought that, like, well, what would have happened if I just let it crack on type of thing, like, would I have had a BJ off a ghost or something, like, would it have took my life force out of me or my essence, what would have happened, like? Would it have been attached to me? Would it have been just like a succubus or incubus? I don't know which one's which. What would have happened if I let it happen? Like if I just crack on, love, go for it. Like I always wondered. I really did. I always wondered. Like, yeah. That was a wild one. That was a wild one. Yeah. And I got a couple of others, but yeah, they're only short ones. These are, so I won't keep you much longer anyway. Like, but in the mid '80s, around 86, 86, 87, I lost my brother to leukemia. My brother Gwyn, and since that, about I'd say it was I'd say it was about a year later. We'd stop. We'd be sitting in the living room. Me, mum, we sitting in the living room. Me, mum, and dad, and that. And then when my father passed away, then in early '90s, just me and my mum, like, because this happened for years, all the time. I lived there basically, like, till I moved out, and we'd be sitting in the night, sitting in the living room, light off, just watching telly like that. And you right, this is what you'd hear, right? You wouldn't hear the door open, my front door, but you'd hear someone walking into my passage, right? Walking through the passage, pause by the door. Then you'd hear them walk up the stairs and across the landing, and that's when they would stop. And like I say, the first couple of times, I'd get up and I was like, "Hey, who's there?" you know. And then Mum would say, "It's only Gwyn coming in, my brother Gwyn," and that's what he would do. He'd come in, he'd open the door usually. It's only me, Mum. Going to bed. Good night. Close the door. Trot off up the stairs across the landing because he used to have the front bedroom, and we'd hear that regular. We'd hear that once a week, twice a week sometimes, and you like I said, you could count the steps, you know. Oh, Gwyn's coming in from it because he'd be out 7 nights a week basically. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't be pissed. He'd have about 3, 4 pints and all, like he'd be up the Lee, the Osborne, the Lee. He'd always be around, always be around. Everybody knew my brother Gwyn. Good laugh, really good, funny boy, funny guy, like miss him a lot, like he was good. But yeah, that was another one. And oh yeah, one of my exes, Justine. Yeah, that was a mad one. I used to live. I lived in Penton Avenue down in the Tint, number 31. It's a quick one, right? So it's been going on now. Wow, I can't believe it's been 46 minutes. Anyway, I lived in 31 Penton Avenue, and I used to know the couple. I lived there because I lived in 35. I was brought up, born and raised in 35 Penton Avenue. So I knew the couple that lived in 31, Sylvie and Joe. Old couple, beautiful woman, beautiful man, and proper gentleman and lady, blonde hair, scarf wrapped around her, always like only a little woman she was. She couldn't have been more than 5 foot. She's only small. Just before she died, she gave me this wooden elephant ornament for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go. I was only a child. Anyway, moved into there, and for the first month, I wouldn't sleep in a bedroom because I found it disrespectful because it was still Sylvie and Joe's house, like to me. So anyway, right? I'd be lying on a settee and the cupboards, the kitchen cupboards and that. No, when you like just open them a little bit and leave them go and they go like. I'd hear that a lot, right? Downstairs in the kitchen, it's a 3-story house. This is right, old pit houses, and like basically you'd hear someone pottering about in the kitchen. You're like cups rattling, dishes rattling, the cupboards open and shut, stuff like that. So, like I say, the first couple of times I'd go down, what's going on down here type of thing, like nothing in it. And I just thought, must be Sylvie and Joe making a cup of tea or something. I grew to not ignore it, but I became accustomed to it. Didn't think nothing of it, right? So this one morning anyway, I'm I've been up. I'm sitting on a settee. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I've been on a settee now, and I'm thinking, where's Justine? She's usually up by now, type of thing, right? So I go up. I go up the stairs. I open a bedroom door. I pop my head in, and I can see Justine, like the shape of her in the bed. Yeah, can't see her, but I can. She's lying in bed with a duvet over her, right? So I'll give her 10 more minutes now, and then I'll give her a shout. So I go back downstairs. 5 minutes later, my front door opens. Who walks in? Justine. So I'm like, where have you just come from? I've been down Janice's all morning. Huh? What time did I go out? I've been out since about 8 o'clock this morning. No, I didn't get up till 9:30, right? Right? So I might have been, I don't know who I was lying next to, right? But I thought it was Justine, yeah? So when she says this now, I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? You bullshitting. She goes like, no, I've been down Janice's, like, what's wrong, like. So with that, I just, I belt up off the settee, I run up the stairs like that, open the bedroom door, bed's flat. Duvet's flat, there's nothing in. I was up here 5 minutes earlier and there was someone in my bed. There was somebody lying in our bed, like. And like I said, bed's flat, there's nobody there. So I'm just like walking down the stairs like this, like, and I'm like, babe, I got something to tell you. And she always had a weird feeling in the house as well. She always had this weird feeling in the house. But yeah, that was another thing. Like that was it. I've had sleep paralysis as well. I've had that a couple of times, and the one time was I've never been so scared in my life. I thought I was going to die. It weren't fear. It was dread. I mean, it was. I was gonna die. I could my partner who's I'm with now, I've been with her 17 year Natalie. She was beside me. I even tried calling Natalie. It came out like this. Like a little weep, like a little squeak. I couldn't speak, nothing. All I could see was two red eyes at the bottom of the bed. And it was like as if they were like slowly coming towards me. And I was like this. Couldn't breathe, nothing. All I could do was move my eyeballs. Couldn't do nothing. I've never been so petrified in my life. Ever, ever. Like I said, you can't explain it. It's not fear, it's beyond fear. It's you're gonna die. These are the last moments you're never gonna see your partner again. You're never gonna see your kids again. It's this dread, like, and don't ask me what that was. I have not got a clue. It was just a big black mass with two red eyes. I haven't got a clue what it was. Like the entity, the film, the entity. It was a shapeless black blob down at the bottom of my bed, and these two big red eyes. And like I said, I've never felt fear like that in my life, ever, ever. Well, that's it. Yeah, that's my weird experiences that I've experienced. I hope you enjoyed them anyway. That was 50 odd minutes, right? Okay, right. Goodbye, YouTube. See you soon. Tatty bye. Ta-ta for now.